Transformation and modernization are the true modernization of Kumbh Mela began in 20th century, especially post-independence India. While the core religious practice remained the same, the expansion of infrastructure and transport and communication technologies played a pivotal role in shaping the modern form of the festival. The advent of the internet and online services and better infrastructure made it easier for people to reach various sites. In fact, a lot of devotional applications today are offering special services to devotees who are unable to attend the Mahakumbh by providing them with the holy water. Prashant Sachin, founder of Sri Mandir, a trusted devotional app, with the launch of the Gangajal Delivery Initiative, we affirm our commitment to preserving India's spiritual heritage while leveraging modern technology. This initiative represents our mission to bridge the gap between devotees and the divine, ensuring that faith and devotion rise above physical boundaries. From religious to spiritual tourism, Kumbh Mela's transformation into a global tourist attraction was quite significant in 21st century. It was once said a religious gathering, but today it has become a cultural and spiritual tourism event. The increase in global tourism has also led to establishment of specialized service for international visitors. Today, the Kumbh has multilingual guides, various tourism packages, curated experiences to meet the need of foreign tourists. A number of visitors are not just attending the Mela to witness the religious aspect, but also keen to explore the lifestyle and food associated with the festival. The Mela has become a confluence of religion, culture, and tourism, attracting those who are looking to experience both the spiritual significance and the cultural beauty of the India. Commenting the evolution of Kumbh Mela, Mr. Ramalingam S., the president of Cox and Kings, said the Kumbh Mela has grown far beyond its origin as a religious gathering. It's now a global event that brings together faith, culture, and incredible scale of human movement. This year, Mahakumbh is expected to see nearly 40 crore visitors from around the globe. This brings significant opportunities for the travel industry by creating demands across all sectors. As it becomes a hub for innovation, it challenges the travel sector to develop sustainable tourism practices, enhance infrastructure, and offer tailored service to meet the needs of diverse global audience. The Kumbh Mela not only showcases India's rich heritage but also highlights the potential of faith-driven travels in shaping the future of global tourism. This is the chance of us to showcase India's ability to host the world's while preserving the sanctity and the cultural richness of the event. Furthermore, as a result of its global recognition, the Kumbh Mela has become an important event on the international calendar for spiritual tourism. The presence of foreigners has also allowed the development of new businesses, including hotels, restaurants, travel agencies, further contributing to the local economy. Kumbh Mela continues to thrive as both religious gathering and a celebration of India's rich heritage. As the world becomes more connected, the Kumbh Mela will continue to attract global tourists in future. The 2025 Kumbh Mela, a contemporary overview. The 2025 Mahakumbh Mela, held in Prayagraj from January 13 to February 26, was one of the most significant religious gatherings in recent history, drawing nearly 400 million devotees over 65 days. The Mela coincides with a rare celestial alignment involving the Sun, Moon, and Jupiter, and astronomical occurrence are considered especially auspicious in the tradition. This alignment enhanced the religious fervor surrounding key bathing dates like Moni Amavasya, Maghi Purnima, during which millions took a holy dip at the confluence of Gangaji, Yamuna, and mythical Saraswati confluence. In a notable shift from previous years, the 2025 Kumbh Mela integrated modern technology support pilgrims. AI-based chatbots were deployed both online and at information kiosks to answer queries about the routes, ritual, and medical help in real time. Dedicated modal application offered interactive maps, bath schedules, and real-time traffic updates, helping visitors navigate the vast crowd more effectively and efficiently. Drone surveillance and GPS tracking were used by authorities to monitor ground flow and respond swiftly to emergencies. Conclusion. In sum, the 2025 Mahakumbh Mela was a blend of spiritual grandeur and logistical complexity marked by devotion, technological innovation, but also marred by tragedy and social tension. Since the independence, and the Kumbh Mela in Prayagraj has transformed from both traditional religious fair into one of the largest human gatherings on the planet, embodying both the spiritual pulse and logistic prowess of India. But once relied heavily on age-old custom and commodity-driven arrangement, has now evolved into a grand confluence of faith, culture, and technology. Each cycle brings not just a surge of millions of pilgrims seeking spiritual cleansing, but also growing needs for better roads, sanitation, health service, and crowd control. The government's increasing role with the integration of satellite mapping, AI chatbot, real-time mobile application reflects a sincere effort to guide and support pilgrim experience. As the Mela grows, so does the responsibility to ensure that every position is treated with the dignity and care. Every person is treated with dignity and care. Technology can offer support, but it is in empathy, community involvement, and grassroots preparedness that truly uphold the spirit of the event. The Kumbh Mela, as its heart, is not just a ritual. It is about the human connection to faith, to one another, and to the shared culture legacy that must be preserved with both reverence and responsibility. Now comes the chapter 3, hazard, risk, and vulnerability. Assessment of study area background. Hazard, risk, and vulnerability assessment. Uttar Pradesh, India's most populous state, Prayagraj, a significant city within it, are characterized by complex interplay of geographical, socio-economic, environment factors that contribute to the diverse range of hazard, risk, and vulnerability. Understanding and these aspects are crucial for the effective disaster management and sustainable development in the region. Uttar Pradesh was a significant portion of the fertile Ganges plains, bordered by several other states in Nepal. Its vast and densely populated landscape is marked by diverse agroclimatic zones supporting a large agriculture sector. The state's history is rich, being a cradle of ancient civilization and a pivotal region during various historical periods. This historical significance is reflected in its numerous heritage sites and cultural traditions. However, this large population and its dependence on agriculture also make the state highly susceptible to various natural and anthropogenic hazards. The socio-economic profile of the UP reveals significant disparities, with a large portion of the population living in rural areas and dependent on agriculture, often characterized by small landholdings and limited resources. This socio-economic vulnerability exhibits the impact of hazard on communities. On the other hand, Prayagraj, formerly Allahabad, holds immense historical, religious, and administrative importance. Situated at the confluence, it is a major pilgrim center hosting the Kumbh Mela, one of the world's largest religious gatherings. The city is also an important administrative and education hub. The geographical location of the Prayagraj at the confluence of major rivers makes it particularly vulnerable to flooding. The dense urban population, coupled with infrastructure development and influx of pilgrims during religious events, further amplifies the risk associated with the various other hazard profile of Uttar Pradesh, with special reference to Prayagraj. Yes, more among its 75 districts, Prayagraj holds the most natural hazards are flood, droughts, heat wave, and thunderstorms. Diverse natural hazards due to its geographic extent and climatic variability. The main primary hazards include flood, drought, earthquake, heat waves, cold waves, thunderstorms. According to the State Disaster Management Authority, a flood are the most recurring hazard, impacting more than 40 districts annually. Earthquake exposure remains moderate in the southern belt, while heat waves and thunderstorms have increased in frequency. Prayagraj, situated at the confluence of major rivers and within the subtropical climatic zone, is exposed to variety of natural hazards, each varying in severity and frequency. Understanding the hazard ranking is essential for effective disaster preparedness and mitigation planning in the region. Based on the hazard profile of Uttar Pradesh, city faces its highest risk from flooding, which occurs annually. and carry a very high severity, posing significant threats to life, property, and infrastructure. Floods very high annually. Flood has the highest impact score. Heat waves are seasonal and impact score of 4. Thunderstorms are also seasonal and impact score is 4. Drought are medium and cyclical. Cold waves are annual, or I should say seasonal. Cold waves are also seasonal. Impact is 3. Earthquake are low and occasional. Impact is 2. Seasonal hazards such as heat waves and thunderstorms also pose a considerable risk, especially during the summer months. Drought and cold waves, though of moderate severity, occur cyclical or annually. They are cyclical, impacting agriculture and public health. Earthquake, while less frequent and of lower severity, remains a latent threat, as we know. This research assessment provides critical insights for prioritizing adaptive strategies and strengthening the city resilience to natural disaster. Flood constitutes the most serious hazard from Prayagraj. The city lies on the floodplains of Ganga and Yamuna. High discharge during monsoon. Notable floods that occur are in 1978, 2003, 2011, 2016 and 2021. In 2016 alone, over 35,000 residents were affected, with more than 2,000 hectares of cropland inundated. Flood-prone areas including Naini, Papuama, Jhansi, Daraganj, Kareli, Prayagraj, although not severely drought-prone, has experienced rainfall variability, particularly in Trans-Yamuna region. Average annual rainfall is approximately 990 mm, but deviation of minus 30% to minus 40% have been recorded in years like 2014 and 15. These anomalies led to groundwater stress, crop failure, rural distress, migration. Drought patterns often affect the rabi crops and crop cycles, especially in tehsil like Bara and Karchana. Prayagraj falls under seismic zone 3, indicating moderate earthquake risk. Though not catastrophic seismic events has been recorded in recent decades, tremors during the 2015 Nepal earthquake was felt in the parts of the district. Out-engineered and old construction compound the risk of civil lines and sangam zones. The need of seismic retrofitting in government and heritage building is increasingly evident. Uttar Pradesh lies on the foothills of Himalayas, a highly technological active region with constant plate movements of the Indian and Eurasian plates. Heat waves are growing threat in Prayagraj due to rising temperature, urban heat island effect. Summers here often witness temperature exceeding 45 degrees Celsius. In 2019, Prayagraj recorded a peak temperature of 48.9 degrees Celsius, one of the highest in India. Vulnerable population include construction workers, slum dwellers and elderly. Cold waves also impact the region. The temperature occasionally dropped below 4 degrees Celsius during January, leading to hypothermia-related mortalities, especially among homeless population. In Prayagraj, pre-monsoon and monsoon months bring severe thunderstorm and lightning strikes. These events have increased in intensity and frequency over the past decades. In 2020, three deaths were reported in rural Prayagraj due to lightning. Vulnerable groups include farmers, open field workers and school children. The district is part of high-risk lightning corridors as identified Indian Meteorological Department risk assessment. The recurrence period is 6 to 8 years of East UP. and West UP has 10 years. Risk assessment. How the risk assessment is done. Key objectives: likelihood, vulnerability, potential impact, and core components are hazard identification, vulnerability analysis, exposure analysis, risk evaluation. Risk profile of Prayagraj. And we have discussed it, so we will not discuss it again. This is of Prayagraj. Let's see. Flooding is very high. Mahakumbh, mass and stampede occur very high.